Kantipur Television.
Brought to you by Dabur Special Jasmine Hair Oil. Make har ek din special.
नमस्ते, स्वागत छ कार्यक्रम लाइफ इज ब्युटिफुलमा राइट हियर ओन्ली अन कान्तिपुर टेलिभिजन। अस्ट्रेलिया समृद्ध राष्ट्रहरूमध्ये एक हो र त्यहाँ हजारौं वर्षदेखि बसोबास गर्दै आएका आदिवासीहरू आफ्नो जीवनशैली आधुनिक भनिने जीवनशैली भन्दा फरक रूपमा आफ्नो जीवन यापन गर्दछन्। अस्ट्रेलियाको सरकारको सहयोगमा 12 जनाको एक टोली नेपालको कला, संस्कृति र पर्यटनको अध्ययन गर्नको निमित्त नेपाल आएका थिए र त्यही मध्ये केहीले आफ्नो ब्युटिफुल एक्सपिरियन्सेस यहाँ हामीहरूको एज अ गेस्टको रूपमा शेयर गर्दै हुनुहुन्छ इन आवर सेगमेन्ट ब्युटिफुल पिपल।
I'd like to introduce some of our students that have travelled from Australia. My name is Alison Taylor. I'm one of the teachers involved with the training of tourism tour guiding.
Hello, my name's Andrew. I'm from a little village called Nimbin in northern New South Wales in Australia. I work in the tourism industry, but I'm a former TAFE student who was fortunate enough to be chosen to accompany our group on this wondrous 12-day journey to Nepal.
My name is Sandy. I'm 53 years of age and I'm non-Indigenous. In regards to me doing the Indigenous tour guiding course in Australia, I feel very privileged because when I was growing up at my school, there wasn't any education at all about Indigenous Australia or Aboriginal people. We had a map of Australia, not the Indigenous map that our Indigenous friends show us about. Coming here to Nepal has been great for me because it's given me an opportunity to experience a different culture, which is what life's all about.
My name is Violet. I come from Lismore, New South Wales on the far north coast. I work in hospitality. I have been observing how the hospitality standards in Nepal.
Namaste, my name is Brenda. I come from Ballina on the far north coast of New South Wales in Australia. I'm currently studying events management at Wollongbar, TAFE. I've come here with the study group to have a look at the way events are managed over here. I've been really impressed by the many cultures that are around in the Kathmandu and throughout the valley. And the peoples are very warm and friendly. It creates a richness to the country, which is something that I will take home with me.
We've had a wonderful experience of 3-day trekking down the Kathmandu Valley, and it's been full of panoramic views. It's been wonderful to meet the local villagers and to be able to experience their friendly hospitality and to be able to see this beautiful environment that so desperately needs to be preserved for generations along with the culture.
Highlights, there's been so many. What a wonderful place, what wonderful people. I think the landscape is truly magnificent. The people's smiles are infectious. So the wondrous landscape, which makes me feel like my land's a little wasted. There's so many farms and so many people, and they're working so hard and seem to be working collectively for one maintaining lifestyle. The villagers, although their life seems to be so hard and so full of work, they seem so happy, and it makes me want to go back to Australia and be a whole lot more happy with what I have, and perhaps spend a little more time sharing that with others than I currently do. The experience of coming to Gate College has been great. It's very inspiring to see a country like Nepal, and some of the people here have been responsible for the training of the tourism students. Tourism is so important to your country, and as a tourism professional, I look and I see it being done so well. The trip to the mountains was inspirational as a tour guide.
And I think what I've learned here from the Buddhist temples in particular, which is what I'm really interested in, I really hope that some of those people working at the temples, the monks, the nuns, I hope that they put into practice their Buddhism, for example, and they go into the community and they do something to help the community, to help the poor people. Because I know where we live in northern New South Wales, there's a lot of community work and a lot of volunteerism. Maybe there could be opportunities here to do that. Maybe for some of the students to go out and do a little bit of community work. Makes you feel better about yourself. And maybe it could help tourism a little bit here. Maybe some Australians could come over and do some volunteer work. Who knows, anything's possible.
Being an Aboriginal in Australia is something that is very varied. There's not just one sort of Aboriginal, it's like a whole country is quite very different. There are people who live in urban areas, and there's people living in rural areas.
And
remote areas, and their needs are quite different in those different areas. So living in the rural part of Australia, I'd say for most of us it'll be families very important, would you say?
Yeah, I also think too that in today's Australia, I think in our area we are very fortunate to have the access to education, employment, and opportunity to further ourselves. And I think that the gap is starting to get closed between white Australia and Aboriginal Australians. I think that there's still a fair way to go for people who live in the remote areas. But speaking from my own perspective, I have had access to the TAFE system where I have studied many courses, and I think that I've become better for it, and it has helped me to gain employment. I have a full-time job, I juggle 3 children, and also by coming on this trip to Nepal, I have been able to reconnect with family, and I wish to maintain that connection so that I can learn more about my culture to pass on to my children, which I think is very important.
In Australia, we have had our parliament for a while, and people have the rights to equal opportunities where no matter what your race, religion or whatever, you have the right to an education, you have a right to employment, and you have a right to live your life the best way you can. And I think that is something that is starting to happen here. From the visits that we've had, we've seen a lot of inclusive education, which has been wonderful to see.
I was unaware of it. I thought there would be one Indigenous culture. In Nepal, I'm now being made aware that there are just so many. And I think to take that back to Australia, we have the same situation in Australia where everybody thinks Aboriginal Australia is the same no matter where you go, and it's not. It's 200 different nations, all different languages, different culture, and I think the encouragement of the understanding of Aboriginal culture within our 2 countries will be the one thing that I think should be promoted back home. When I go back, is one thing that I will take back, and I would like to see Nepalese tourism encourage that diversity, that knowledge being encouraged here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much, Nepal, for giving me a wonderful opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Om
Nepal.
Mani Padme Hum.
Thank you.
Peace.
It's been
Okay.
beautiful.
Brought to you by Dabur Special Jasmine Hair Oil. Make har ek din special.
प्रत्येक राष्ट्रको अमूल्य सम्पत्तिको रूपमा रहेको कला, संस्कृति र रीतिरिवाज पर्यटनका मुख्य अथवा भनौँ प्रमुख आधारहरू हुन् र अस्ट्रेलियाबाट नेपालको कला र संस्कृतिको अध्ययन गर्न आएका अबोरिजिनल यानि आदिवासीका टोलीहरूले आफ्नो कला र संस्कृतिको पनि प्रस्तुति गरेका थिए र त्यही प्रस्तुतिको बारेमा आज बस गर्नेछौँ इन आवर सेगमेन्ट बस ब्युटिफुल।
Namaste. My name's Mirawini Gaze. I'm a Celtic Aboriginal woman from Australia. It's the first time I've been out of Australia for 27 years and I'm so happy to be in another culture. The people are so friendly and the smiles are beautiful.
सबैभन्दा पहिले अबोरिजिनल आर्टिस्ट र म्युजिशियन गिल्बर्टले प्रेजेन्टेसनमा अस्ट्रेलियाको म्युजिकल इन्स्ट्रुमेन्टको कला प्रदर्शनी गरेका थिए।
The Australians call this the didgeridoo. Us Aboriginals of the Australian nation, we call this a yidaki. It is from the northern part of the top end of Australia. We was from the east coast of Australia, and my people, we didn't have this in our nation, the Bundelong nation. So this was sort of passed down from the top end of Australia. I will give you a little go of it, but I'm not a very good player. It's a breathing circulation. It comes from the wujals. We call the intestines of our body. We call it the wujals. Shortagandi, you know. Shortagandi mean not much lungs, not much air in my lungs.
All the lectures have been fantastic. Particularly in my mind was the anthropologist that spoke about all his experiences in the hills and the mountains of this beautiful country.
इथलले आदिवासी जनजीवनसँग सरोकार भएका कथाहरू वाचन गरेका थिए।
We have many different types of stories that are basically historical accounts, and we have creation stories and learning stories for children, and we have all those different forms of storytelling that we have. And when we do our Indigenous tours and stuff, we use all of our spots and our special and sacred places to relate these stories to the people.
नेपालमा पर्यटन तथा होटल व्यवस्थापन अध्ययन गरिरहेका विद्यार्थीहरूसँग आफ्नो अनुभव र कला संस्कृतिको आदान-प्रदान भएको थियो।
Being able to see how tourism has impacted on the communities, how it's been beneficial. Being at the college has been an amazing experience. The service, and the quality of training that goes into the staff and the beautiful surroundings.
We are circling together. We are singing our heart song. This is family, this is unity, this is celebration, this is sacred.
Thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing.
It's been delicious. The tea, the coffee, the biscuits, and everybody's been very friendly and very professional.
Without a song or a dance, what are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
It's absolutely divine. The texture of the chocolate cake is delicious, and the fruit is really, really nice. It clears the palate. Very, very good.
I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me.
brought to you by Dabur Special Jasmine Hair Oil. Make har ek din special.
नेपाल कलाको क्षेत्रमा प्रशस्तै सम्भावना बोकेको मुलुक हो र नेपालको यो सुन्दर प्रकृतिबाट प्रेरित भई विदेशी कलाकारहरू पनि आउने गरेको तथ्य त छँदै नै छ। नेपालको कलाकार मुकेश श्रेष्ठ र अस्ट्रेलियाको आदिवासी कलाकार गिलबर्टले आफ्नो पेन्टिङ एक्सचेन्ज प्रोग्राम गरेका थिए एन्ड द्याट इज अप नेक्स्ट इन आवर सेगमेन्ट ब्युटिफुल इभेन्ट। अस्ट्रेलियाको अबोरिजिनल आर्टिस्ट गिलबर्टले यो आर्ट एक्सचेन्ज प्रोग्राममा आदिवासी कलाकारिताको नमुना प्रदर्शन गरे। नेपालका आर्टिस्ट मुकेश श्रेष्ठले अस्ट्रेलियाको आर्टिस्टसँग आफ्नो क्यानभस सेयर गरेका थिए। They say artists are for art's sake, and here I am with two artists. One is Maruini all the way from Australia and one is Mukesh from Nepal.
यहाँ आज हाम्रो आर्ट थ्रु चाहिँ हाम्रो कल्चर एक्सचेन्ज पनि होस् भन्ने हिसाबले चाहिँ एकअर्कामा आर्टको सम्बन्धी के बुझ्न पाउने मौका पाओस् कि भनेर हामी आर्ट थ्रु चाहिँ एकअर्काले बुझ्ने कोसिसमा छौँ।
Painting, we draw side profiles usually, big eyes, pointed nose, and lots of bright colors.
Happy people, happy faces.
Maruini, tell me, how is the art in Nepal different from art in Australia?
I think each art express the country that you're from. Yeah, and I feel your art's very spiritual, the same as our art too, but yeah, it's just a bit different.
Oh no, I try to fly like a symphony. I try to find the love supreme. Happy people, happy faces. Oh
no. One family here, one family there, one family here. The clans of our nation. And we got one in the middle, a big one. We're all out here. And we all come together in the middle.
Everybody, this is the place where you have to be. Happy people, happy faces. Oh yeah.
नेपालमा रहेको कला, संस्कृति र प्राकृतिक सुन्दरता हाम्रा अमूल्य सम्पत्ति हुन् भने पर्यटनको प्रमुख आधार पनि यही नै हो। तर दिन प्रतिदिन हामी नेपालीहरू आफ्नो सम्पत्तिको जगेर्ना गर्ने भन्दा आधुनिकताको नाममा पृथक पहिचानका निर्माणहरू गर्ने र प्राकृतिक सौन्दर्यको संरक्षण नगर्ने बढ्दै गएको विषय चिन्ताजनक छ। अब पर्यटनलाई अर्थोपार्जनको मुख्य आधार बनाउने हो भने हामीले पनि अस्ट्रेलियन आदिवासीबाट धेरै कुराहरू सिकी आफ्नो सम्पदालाई उचित जगेर्ना अथवा सम्वर्धन गर्न अति आवश्यक छ भन्दै कार्यक्रमबाट बिदा माग्ने पालो आइसकेको छ। See you next week, same time, same channel. Till then, this is your very own Prava Amatya reminding you to stay beautiful inside and out.